auflegen, mich auf die Tanzfläche bewegen und nun geht es los.
You are listening to Däs Bündesliga Show here on the Lock Betting Podcast. You can follow Lock Betting on X at Lock Betting X. That's at Lock Betting X. All of the spreadsheets for the 131 months in a row of transparent and track profit are posted on that X account. The pin tweet's always the latest month. You can scroll down and find the rest, or they are all over at the website lockbetting.com, where you can also sign up for additional plays. If you have any questions, my DMs are open on the X account that I just mentioned. Now, we're going to breeze through the show because the Bundesliga season is essentially over. They have 5 Champions League places. They have been decided. The winner of the league has been decided. Second place is still on the line if you care about that. At the moment, it's occupied by Stuttgart, but Bayern Munich have a game in hand, which we are going to cover. As for the final Europa Conference League spot, that is still on the line. And that's really the main thing that's on the line, other than the relegation playoff spot. I would say at this point on 33 points, Bochum are safe, although Mons can still get to 35 points, so not entirely. That puts Bochum in a little bit of danger. That puts Gladbach in danger, puts Wolfsburg on 37 points safe. And obviously Union Berlin on 30, just 1 point ahead of Mons. They're in danger as well. Cologne, they need a miracle to get themselves out of here. They even need a miracle just to get themselves in the playoff spot. They look like they're getting automatically relegated on 24, and Darmstadt have been down for ages on 17. So not too much to really talk about, but we're still going to do the show. But we're going to concentrate on the Sunday games, and we're going to throw in the 5:30 kickoff as well, because that does feature Mons, who are trying to get out of the relegation playoff spot and get themselves safe. They are home to Borussia Dortmund, and had Germany not had 5 Champions League spaces, this would be a more interesting game for both teams, but it's really just more important for Mons, and that's why they are the 6-5 favourites here. It's 3-1 on the draw, and it's 2-1 here on Dortmund. I totally get the angle on Mons. They are the ones who need a result here. Borussia Dortmund don't, and Borussia Dortmund may have a Champions League hangover as well. But it's difficult to take them because ultimately Mons are not a great side. That's why they are in the relegation zone. And whether Dortmund are not at it 100% or whether they rotate players here, I still believe that Mons shouldn't be this short of a favourite. So this is a difficult pick to make. I'm going to go with Mons, as I just believe that because Dortmund are guaranteed entry into the Champions League final, they are going to make wholesale changes and rest their players for the Champions League final beginning now. Now, do I necessarily agree with that? Because the game's not next week. The game is 2 weeks away. 3 weeks away, actually. So you're already looking at resting your players now and giving them 3 weeks off without any competitive football. Obviously, if you're losing this game, you can bring them on. And maybe you'll give more of them a start next week as you finish off the league season in front of the yellow wall. But here, I think they are going to get rested. And that's going to allow Mons to probably win the game. Mons are unbeaten in 7 with 3 wins and 4 draws. So they do have a bit of form as well. And while I don't like the price, they are the right side here for this game. Up next, we jump across to Sunday and we look at a game here between Darmstadt and Hoffenheim, where Hoffenheim are the 4-6 favourites. It's 18-5 on the draw and it's 19-5 here on Darmstadt. I only really covered this one because Hoffenheim are battling for the Europa Conference League, and Darmstadt, they're already down. So this offers up a very easy opportunity to take a team with something to play for against a team that have got nothing to play for at a decent price. Now, if you shop around and get better than 4-7, you can actually get 4-6 minus 150. And I think Hoffenheim would be massively disappointed if they didn't come here and pick up a win. If you want to get away from this short line, you can actually add on BTTS and take Hoffenheim and BTTS. Hoffenheim will definitely score their goals. Darmstadt have the worst defence in the Bundesliga, conceding 76 goals. And they take on a team, though, here in Hoffenheim who don't have a clean sheet in their last 28 outings. While 28 of Hoffenheim's 32 Bundesliga fixtures this season have seen both teams score. So I think we have strong data here for BTTS. BTTS individually is available at 1-2. Hoffenheim to win the game are between 4-6 and 4-6 minus 150 and 4-7. So if you take Hoffenheim with BTTS on, you are getting a big jump here. Hoffenheim and BTTS is available at 7-4, so just shy of plus 200. And that's definitely the way I want to get into this game. And it's because of this BTTS data. That's the main reason this game was included on this show. No real reason to include this one other than the fact it is Bayern Munich, and people like to hear how Bayern Munich are going to do at the weekend. They're at home. They are the 2-5 favourites. It's 9-2 on the draw, and Wolfsburg, their opponents, are at 11-2. So this is Bayern Munich finishing off not finishing off their season. Their season finishes next weekend, but it's their final home game in front of their home supporters in a season that has delivered no trophies. So a significantly disappointing season. I could make the argument that Bayern Munich go off here. They had the game won against Real Madrid. Had it not been for their manager making stupid substitutions and a goalkeeping error, they would be in a Champions League final. Instead, there was a goalkeeping error, and because of the manager, they did not have any players on to see out the extra time period or to even get the equaliser when they quickly conceded the second goal to Real Madrid that put them 2-1 down. Although Bayern Munich has been proven did score a legitimate goal that shouldn't have been chalked off, I do believe with the firepower on the pitch, Real Madrid would have won that game in extra time anyway because of the decisions of Thomas Tuchel. Here, I think they want to put things right. Harry Kane is obviously gunning for goals as he's chasing down Robert Lewandowski. And for that reason, I will be taking Bayern Munich to win this game. And I'm going to tack on the over 2.5 goals, which jumps us up from Bayern Munich at 2-5. And instead, we get 4-5 minus 125. I think there's good value there. I think Bayern should score 3 goals by themselves because they should be a pissed off team wanting to play well in front of their home supporters after this embarrassing trophyless season. But I also think Wolfsburg could contribute towards the scoring. They've actually won their last 3 games. They'll be full of confidence coming in. They've scored in 7 of their last 10 away trips. Whilst Bayern, they do concede goals. They have conceded in 13 of their last 14 league games. And their last 5 matches have all seen BTTS cash. So different ways around this. I've decided to go with Bayern Munich and the over 2.5 goals. And we take that at the price of 4-5 minus 125. For the final game, and probably the one that interests people the most, it's Bayer Leverkusen travelling to Bochum as they try to maintain this undefeated record, and they just have 2 more games to see out. They're the 7-10 favourites to actually win here. It's 16-5 on the draw, and it's 7-2 here on Bochum. First of all, Bochum deserve praise for not already being relegated. They're on 33 points, and they are essentially safe. If results go their way, they'll be safe. If they want to put it in their own hands, they're going to need 1 more win or 1 more draw should actually do it. But they deserve credit for getting themselves in this position because better teams than Bochum are below them in the table. Here, Leverkusen just want to avoid a defeat, but I don't believe you can play games not to lose, and that's not Leverkusen's style anyway. I think they are the far better team here, and I do believe they'll come away with the win here in this one. There is strong data for Bochum to score, given they have scored in every single one of their home games this season, whilst Leverkusen have scored in every away game in the Bundesliga this season. So data doesn't get stronger than that. The hosts have seen both teams score in 12 of their last 14 matches as well. If you want to stay away from Leverkusen, you can take BTTS here at the price of 4-7. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bet builder here. I'm going to take both teams to score at 4-7, and I'm going to tack on Bayer Leverkusen on the double chance market to not lose this game. So we are going to do a bet builder here, and it's Bayer Leverkusen plus half a goal, which is available at 1-4 minus 400. And then we are going to take BTTS at the price of 4-7. If you combine those two selections together on the bet builder, you get £196 back from a £100 stake. So the bet builder is Leverkusen not to lose at 1-4 and BTTS at 4-7. Combining that together gives you that return of £196 from a £100 stake. So a £96 profit for that. And I'm very, very high on that selection, as I do believe both teams will contribute because of the data. And I do believe that Leverkusen will come out of this game with their undefeated record intact. And given that we've given such a in-depth bet there, that obviously for me has to be the lock on the show. It makes all the sense in the world. We know that Bayer Leverkusen haven't lost a single game in all competitions, and they're 2 games away from being the Invincibles. I don't think Bochum are the team to beat them. And as for the BTTS angle, I'll run through it again. Leverkusen have scored in every single one of their away games this season, whilst the host Bochum, they have seen BTTS cash in 12 of their last 14 home matches, and they have scored in every single one of their home games this season, which means all of the top sides, Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, they've all come here and Bochum have scored against every single one of those teams. That's it for me and this edition of Däs Bündesliga Show. Good luck with all of your bets as always, guys, and thanks for listening.